About 75%, juice or 75% tea,
Water.
just water. Okay, we were put on this earth to survive, not only for health, but to survive. The first thing we need is air. The second most important thing is water. Right? Then we get into food, and then we get into exercise and things like that. But people pay very little attention to that when it comes to health. They'll watch their diet, they'll eat supplements, they'll get vitamins, but don't pay enough attention to the water. This water is coming from, the water is from Canada, but the machine that makes this water is what we promote is from Japan. It's used as a medical device in Japan. It's actually licensed since 1965 as medical equipment, because what they do is they use it in hospitals to prescribe patients, because Japanese or Asian in general tend to look at natural and prevention rather than medication and surgeries and things like that. So how do you take care of yourself through this water? All you have to do is really drink enough of it. And I would ask, what's the average amount that you should drink a day? You probably heard maybe 8 glasses, 10 glasses a day. Now, how many people here drink that much in a day?
No.
You do. Oh, excellent. That's great. If you do, but in your room of, let's say, 7, 8 people, typically, not including me, typically...
You don't drink?
No, I
glasses?
do drink. That's why I'm the exception to the rule, because I never used to, actually.
No.
But typically, the average person doesn't. Right? They'll say, well, if I think about it, maybe it's 1 or 2 glasses a day, but I drink other things and things like that. So, or I would, before discovering Kangen water, I never even drink 1 glass a day. I would rather drink milk than drink water, because it's flat, makes you feel bloated, all this types of sloshes around the stomach. Yeah, for me it was like that. So a little bit about my background. Again, I used to work for Aquafina. I was doing my MBA. I heard about this water through my family first. And they told me, wow, this Japanese water that is supposed to help with all these things. And I said, this sounds like garbage. It sounds like what's water is just water. But they were telling me all these benefits that they were getting. My father, with his type 2 diabetes, manages it without medication. My sister was able to get off her hyperthyroid medication. Not that she chose to get off of it, her doctor, her endocrinologist, took her off the medication because of the results she was getting from the water. I'll answer your questions afterwards. But let me just show you briefly, I don't want to take up too much of your time, the difference in this water. So we have very common beverages here. Sprite or soda. I'm sure nobody here drinks soda,
No,
right?
that's what I'm drinking.
That's what you're drinking, okay, because you think it's probably better than Coca-Cola. I'll show you it's exactly the same as Coca-Cola, okay?
I drink
Aquafina.
I drink the soda water.
Soda water is the same thing. I'll show you why. Aquafina, this is reverse osmosis water. So if you're not buying bottled water like this, you may be picking it up at the water depot or buying it in larger quantities in jugs at the grocery store or the water station. So this is Aquafina, owned by Pepsi. This is Dasani, owned by Coca-Cola. This is remineralized filtered water. Okay, so this is also another type of water. And then I can even use tap water if you want to bring me tap water. And I got Kangen water here. So let's pour in some water. Okay, I'm going to show you there's a difference. And if you want to try it, you can taste it. And most people can't taste the difference. Oh, thank you. Perfect. Most people can't taste the difference. They just assume that the water tastes nice, it's clean, it's light, doesn't taste like anything.
I can taste the difference between different bottled waters.
Okay. If you want to try this water, you can try this at the same time. But I want to show you the difference.
This is tap water.
Okay, that's tap water? Here, I'll just...
That's hot water. It's been in the fridge. You have to take the top, push down, and
That's it. That's
How long has it been in the fridge?
2 weeks, maybe a month.
Really? 2 weeks or a month? Okay.
Yeah, why? What's wrong?
I'll teach you something. Water has energy to it. Water has a life to it, right? If you were in nature and you had a choice between a waterfall and a pond, which would you drink from?
waterfall.
Waterfall, because it's moving down. The pond sits.
Okay, so this has been sitting in the fridge for how long?
1 month. From the last meeting?
Yeah, because I've used it since then.
Okay, but it's not flowing.
No,
Naturally,
it's not
we
flowing,
are instinctually
It was just left.
know that we should drink from the waterfall water. Both waters are the exact same, right?
Yeah,
It's
okay.
H2O, but one is stagnant.
And the other one
One
is
is flowing,
flowing.
right.
Okay, but you can't get flowing water in your fridge to get it cooled.
Right. Well, that's the thing, right? So you might want to add ice to it instead of just letting it sit there for a certain amount of time, right?
Ice cubes sit there too.
Right, but they're only for... I'm just teaching you what the difference is. You can make a choice of whether you want to drink from it or not, but like I said, it's H2O, but there's differences in the properties of the H2O, okay?
Yeah.
And so these beverages can be tested with their pH. This is a pH meter. pH is simply the measure of whether something is alkaline or acid. The pH scale is going from 0 to 14. Okay? 7 is neutral. We are also, our blood is pH, has a pH. Okay? Our blood's pH should be, guess where?
Neutral.
No, it should be slightly alkaline. Okay? We should be at 7.365, 7.4. When we're born, we don't have degenerative diseases like type 2 diabetes, like high blood pressure, cancer, things like that. These happen over time because what happens to us is that our pH starts to become acidic. And why it becomes acidic, it depends on what we eat, what we drink, how we live, our activity level, stress level, all those things can make us more and more acidic. If you're in this region for too long, that's when you get sick. That's when your body starts to break down. Your body tries to get back to 7.4, but if you're not helping it at all, right, then basically it starts to give up, right? So that's why people get into trouble when that happens. So I'll tell you that there's a doctor that won the Nobel Prize in 1931. His name was Dr. Otto Warburg. He won it because basically Otto, O-T-T-O, Warburg, no, German. Warburg. He actually knew Albert Einstein. But basically, he discovered that cancer cells can only live in an acidic environment. In an alkaline environment, it cannot.
I heard that.
Yeah. It has yet to be disputed. Okay? So that's why cancer patients, 100%, not 99.9%, 100% are over-acidic. Okay? Their blood, if tested, is over-acidic. So basically, this is why we want to change the environment. I'm not suggesting that this water is going to cure cancer, but what this water will do is help to rebalance your pH internally. Give your environment inside your body the chance to be balanced, to be able to fight, to be strong, and those types of things. So let's show the pH. Okay, so this is tap water. This is soda. This is Sprite. This is Dasani. Yeah. And this is common water. So, what you see here is the color changes, right? The color changes, basically, what it means is that there is different levels of pH. So as you can see, even the bottled waters tend to be pretty acidic. Even remineralized tends to be very acidic. Right? So what you're doing is just simply adding more gasoline to the fire when you're drinking these types of water, right? Soda tends to be very acidic. So if you're drinking any type of soda, this is what's happening. And then tap water, some people get excited because tap water is relatively neutral or even above, slightly alkaline. Tap water is regulated by the pH, by the municipality. Basically, what they'll do is they'll add what's called lye. It's a very highly corrosive alkaline chemical to increase the pH. The reason why they increase the pH artificially is because if it's acidic, it will rust the pipes very quickly. So it's not for our benefit. It's really just for the benefit of not having to replace the pipes within 50 years instead of within 5 years, right? So that's the difference between them. So what alkaline water does, and this is a very simple view of what it does to our internal environment. Again, it's natural. It's not a quick fix. Drinking 1 or 2 glasses won't change your environment. But you start drinking 2, 3, 4 liters even, then you'll start to see differences within your own body. So you're changing your pH levels by adding this type of water to your system. And again, being 70% water, you utilize minerals that are in this water that are alkaline. Calcium, magnesium, potassium. These are things that make it alkaline, and these are things that your body uses. With soda, actually let's treat this one too. Okay. With soda,
Nothing.
Nothing changes. It will change eventually if I put enough. Okay, I need 32 equivalent bottles of 9.5 pH water to make this even neutral. Okay, that's a lot. Now the kids, they start to drink this. They don't drink a small amount. They drink a whole bottle in one day, maybe two a day, right? So you can imagine what happens. Now, when you're young, yes, you can fight it, okay? But as you get older, your body starts to break down. It gives up, right? So even a small capful, I'll show you something. A small capful of soda changes all these alkaline
Yeah.
beverages
It's the final.
into extremely acidic, right? This,
Even the Kangen.
even the Kangen, because it's just it's about balancing, right? So that's why Kangen water can help. But if you're the type of person who still wants to eat, sodas and do those things, it can only do so much. You know what I mean? So really, it's the foundation for a better lifestyle rather than the only thing that you should drink to make yourself healthy, right? But this will be a big help if you consume it in the right amount. Okay. Now, that's alkalinity. What are some things that you can do to help? Also, is eat the right foods. So if you eat meat, dairy products, okay, lots of bread, pasta, rices, those carbohydrates, and sugar, this is what's going to make you more acidic because those are alkaline, acid-forming foods, right? Sugar, let's take that example, which is a lot of sugar in here, okay? If you eat a lot of candy, or you tell the kids, what happens to your teeth? Okay, what's your teeth made out of? Yeah. Calcium, bone, right? Calcium is alkaline, right? So what it's doing is eating away at the calcium, at the bone, okay? And that's causing the rotting of teeth. Internally, you're the same way. You're alkaline. Slowly, as you eat and consume lots of acidic forming foods, it will start to eat away from the inside. All right? So that's why it's not just, this is a cure for cancer or this is a cure for hyperthyroidism. This is something that will change your body to become healthier in general. It's a very holistic approach. So these are a lot of books anyways that show this evidence, okay? And it's not just simply that I'm talking about it, okay? But I love to show it. Okay, so let me show you one other thing. The last thing I'll show you is the size of the water. Okay? Let's take this. So this water has a different structure. And a lot of people don't understand that water can have a structure, okay? H2O doesn't just float around by itself. H2O is bonded to other H2O molecules to create a cluster. That cluster can be 12 to 15 molecules together, or it can be 4 to 6. It's better when it's small. When it's smaller, it's absorbing into the body easier. Okay? So, let's take tap water, for example. Let's put it in 3 glasses. 1. Actually, the tap water is going to be pretty cold, so just to use warmer water, I'll use bottled water on the third one. Okay. Now let's use Kangen water in every other glass. Okay. Let's use my reserve here. Okay. So, they all look the same, right? So, normally, I don't have a microscope to show you the structure of the water. But what I can do is use a real-world application. So, I use tea. So, I use a regular green tea that I bought in the store. Okay? So, this green tea is an example of why this water is different. Okay? We talked about the alkalinity, but this water also has the ability to penetrate your body easier, to get into the cell. A lot of people complain that they don't drink a lot of water because it makes them feel full and like I said, sloshes around. But this water is different. Okay. So normally when you make tea, what do you have to do to the water?
Boil it.
Okay. So this is not boiled water. This is room temperature, a little bit cold here. But anyways, regardless, I'm going to dip the tea bag here 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It's difficult to make tea, okay, without boiling the water. Let's go to Kangen water. 1, 2, 3. Let's go back to tap water. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's go to Kangen water. 1, 2, 3. Let's go to, this is the bottled water, that's room temperature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go back to Kangen water. 1, 2, 3. So you guys notice the difference, correct? Okay? You can see from there. And basically what we have here is absorption much better. The water here is, because of the size, is penetrating into the tea bag and pulling out the flavor, or pulling out the coloring. Okay? And that's what's happening for your body, because your body is absorbing these, the cells are getting the hydration, the nutrients in it, and then also it's helping to remove waste, detoxifying. So this is the difference between our water and whatever water is in the marketplace. Okay?
So if I want to, I like tea.
Yeah, okay.
And I like the herbal tea.
Sure.
Right? I also like coffee.
Okay.
So if I use a Kangen, can we take questions now?
Yeah, that's my presentation. I mean, this is just a sampling of it. There is much more to the water than just simply what I've shown you. There is actually other properties to the water that actually make it beneficial. Not only can you use the alkaline water for drinking, but you can use strong alkaline water for cleaning. You can use acid water for disinfecting. So there's so many properties to the water and so many applications from just changing the pH of the water. And this has been studied. All of this has been documented and studied, and it's something relatively new here, but like I said, it has a long history in Japan. It's something that's very well known in Asia, but here it's people are getting
So I
interested.
have 2 questions
Sure.
for you. One is, I love tea and coffee. So I can boil that water to make my tea and coffee?
When you boil the water, you lose certain properties of the water, okay? The minerals stay there, so it's still going to remain alkaline. That's why I say using the coffee here with the Kangen water makes it more smooth. It cuts the bitterness, okay? But in general, you're going to lose the other benefits to the water. The other benefits is, like I said, the structure of the water. You're going to change that.
It's still better than the regular water.
It's still better than regular water.
The other one is, you know, I have this operation to my
Yes.
You have to change the bandage every day.
Yeah.
Okay? And they told us at the beginning just plain water, but it didn't work really well.
Right.
And so last night was the first time we used this water with salt in it,
Okay.
okay, to kind of disinfect it.
Sure.
Now, there's a spot that's not healing properly,
Right.
okay? If I use that water to clean that wound,
Yeah.
what would happen?
You wouldn't use Kangen water as far as the alkaline water. You would use the acidic water. Acidic water will help to disinfect that.
Okay.
Acidic water at 2.5 pH will kill 99.9% of germs and bacteria. They've used acidic water in Japanese hospitals for bed sores, for even diabetic ulcers and things like that. I have video of that too. So, I mean,
Okay, when you say now acidic water, that's regular tap water.
no. Tap water is, first of all, it's unfiltered water per se. It has other things in it, and it is not acidic, as I showed you. It's relatively neutral.
So they told us to boil the water, which I didn't do last night.
Okay. Yeah.
So then, where do I get acidic water?
From this machine.
Oh, so this machine. So when you get this system here,
Yes.
you're buying the machine and
Yes.
using the tap water and combining it and producing this water.
Correct. So this machine separates the water into alkaline and acid. It uses a process called electrolysis. So it's a positive and negative charge, and when the water passes through it, the ions within the water separate into 2, alkaline and acid. Positive is attracted to negative, negative is attracted to positive. Right? So basically, this is what is being made and used,
So
in
then I
every
would
aspect
store.
is used.
Okay, so when I do it, and then I can store it in the Tupperware.
can store it wherever you want.
You know,
I wouldn't suggest storing it too long, but I would suggest.
But this is just unusual.
No, I know. I'm just saying that in general, the fresher the better. That's why at home it works the best, is because you're going to get the maximum benefit from the water.
Okay, so the water for drinking would be alkaline, and the water that's acidic, what would you use it for?
For cleaning. So, for example, if it's a mild acidic value, you can use it for the skin. So your skin is acidic in value, in pH value, and so to help balance this, if you're like the type of person who buys toners, this is acting as a toner at a 6.0, 5.5
I don't know
pH.
what toner is.
Okay, so it's just rebalancing your pH, because soaps and there's other products out there, skincare products that are alkaline, they dry out the skin. Yeah. And the strong acid at 2.5, that's going to kill germs and bacteria. That's a sanitizer. That's going to disinfect.
So I could wash my feet with acid?
Oh, yeah.
Below the wound as well?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But I have dry skin, so that's going to dry going to be.
No, it's not going to dry it out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, no. That's the opposite, basically. Okay? So that's what you want to do. You want to do it. You want to drink it internal. I mean, the alkaline water internal. That's for consumption, and acid water is for external use. Yeah. Okay. Question? Yes.
You mentioned that your sister's doctor had taken her off her thyroid medication.
Yes, true story.
Does she have an overactive thyroid or under?
Over. Hyper.
Okay.
Hyper as opposed to hypo. But hypo, we've had a lot of clients that have seen the differences in their energy levels and in basically better results from that, from drinking the water. Right? Because keep in mind, energy for us as human beings, we live on this earth because we need oxygen. We get oxygen from air. We also get oxygen from water. H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. Right? So if you drink enough water, if you drink the right type of water, you can oxygenate your body, and that's going to help a lot. Because oxygenating your body is also making you more alkaline as well. Right? So, yeah, definitely. As far as rebalancing, anything can happen. We, at our center, we allow people to try the water first. See the results for yourself. You know? Just like Saragen worked for people who used it on a regular basis, the water itself can be used to work for other people too. And this is something also, as a business, once you have a machine, you can also share that water with anybody, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's a friend or family member. Share in that. Let them try the water out too. Let them see the difference for themselves. And there's other tools to show, whether it's DVDs, brochures, or presentations just like this, where people get an understanding of the difference and understand what they're drinking. Because if I let you drink the water, it probably tastes like water to you. Water may be like any other type of water, but there is a difference when it comes to the properties. That's more beneficial to you.
So how big is this machine?
The machine is about the size of a coffee maker. Size of a coffee maker. Sits on your countertop, attaches to your faucet, and when you let the water run through it, it automatically separates the water because it's just electricity. It's not...
okay, so that water, when it's separated then, that's your washing water. Washing dishes and stuff.
Yeah, but you can divert it. So you can go back to the tap water if you want to, or you can divert it to the machine. There's a lever for that.
Well, I'm just thinking, how do you use up all the acidic water? Because they separate it and you have a liter and you get a half a liter of each.
Yeah.
So a half a liter, I can see drinking, but half a liter for using for cleaning.
Yes, but cleaning anything. Like your dishes if you want to, mopping the floors, cleaning the countertops, like all these things that you can be using this water for. This machine has actually won an environmental award because of that. Because of you don't have to buy these products anymore, right? You don't have to worry about getting a case of this water and then buying chemicals to clean your house. You can use it with just simply pH water, different pH waters.
It's very interesting.
It is.
Has there been anyone with an underactive thyroid taking your system been able to go off their medication? Or do you know?
I do. We have clients that have been able to reduce the amount of medication, but not completely getting off of it. You're not going to cure the problem from just drinking the water. I mean, there's a lot of things. Yeah.
I just wanted to know.
I'm
Yeah,
glad you
no.
don't I'm glad you don't make any
I've been
claims like that.
Underactive medication for 60 years.
Right.
If I don't take it,
Yeah.
I fall asleep by
Right.
11 o'clock.
In the morning. Right.
Yes, not at night.
Yeah.
No, 11 o'clock in the morning.
So that's why I'm saying, like, you know, things that come naturally take time. So I'm not going to tell you that if you go on this water, you're going to cure your hyperthyroid that you've had for 60 years. But I would highly recommend you try it. Okay. There's no harm in trying
Yeah.
water, but it
I
can
mean, I
help
do
you.
drink water.
I know,
drink
but-
a lot of water.
Yeah. Now.